Yeah. Yeah, no, you get ejected that way. Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, that's what it is. I believe.
Lord, I know I ain't been a good Christian. I know I ain't gone to church. But save me.
I believe.
I believe. And then God
No.
said, let go.
No, you have it with another intonation.
You
You
didn't
said,
do that. That's a joke.
I
No.
believe.
The guy was saying from the pulpit. He kept saying, I believe, and God said, let go. And he goes, I shall catch.
No.
God said, this is the God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It will start in a minute or two, eh?
Anytime you're ready, Paul.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd make it today. I thought the riot, like, all of a sudden traffic.
The riots, you mean the protests?
Protest. Well, some places it's riots, some places it's protest.
Well,
Well, there were some riots, now there's some protest.
yeah.
I guess it's.
There's different definitions of riot. Yeah.
I think when things light on fire, I kind of start moving towards the riot. Stays.
But if it was a Waymo, then that takes away. It's the Waymo car. Yeah.
The mind interprets to the body, which it is
Oh, we
part of.
that are part of.
Just sit down, my friend. Chill out. Yeah. We're waiting for some more important people that are here right now. Hey, Lola. Jesus Christ. Hey, come here. Yeah, you gotta just whack her when she starts taking the food. Food isn't safe here 4 feet and below with the dog. The dog believes anything 4 feet or below is its. Yeah,
So is that a literal Zen bitch slap? She's a girl, right?
it's right there. She's moving. She's going.
So cute.
Just try to steal this character's sandwich. Yeah.
Hopefully it's not bologna.
It was prosciutto. We've moved from bologna to prosciutto.
That's stealable.
Yeah,
sure.
not bad. From ice cream to
Nice.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. Nice to see everybody here. Obviously something must be working. Can't be my charismatic personality. So, obviously, if you gain knowledge of the system, without knowing it, it may be knowledge as the system. Yes. So basically, that story of the lion and the sheep is a parable. They use it in India a lot, but we added on to it because I found out, this is from this observation, that the lion, being young and not knowing what's going on when the mother dies, is roaming around and gets associated with a herd of sheep and starts living as if it's a sheep. To all intents and purposes, it is a sheep. And then that day, that old lion comes into the savannah and sees all the sheep running away with this other lion, is thinking the other lion's joining the hunt. And it's confused when it sees the lions running with the sheep. It veers off and tackles the young lion. Now, the young lion knows the old lion is a lion. So this is pretty strange. So it's looking at the old lion and it says, Mr. Lion, please, I'm just a humble sheep. Don't eat me or something. So the old lion is confused momentarily, just grabs it by the mane and drags it to the watering hole, and puts the young lion's head over the water as it puts its own head over the water. And the young lion sees the extreme similarity between the both images. So what he was calling Mr. Lion sure looks like him, even though it's had a whole story that it's a sheep. Yep. So that's the moment of realization where there is no realization, because that which is realized has always been realized. That which is realized that it's a lion has always been a lion. Yeah, it's not a new condition. Was an unsuspected condition. Not only unsuspected, there was a convincing of another condition that played the role of the unsuspecting of the original condition. Yeah. So the act of taking itself to be a sheep, or the act of that presentation, made the nature of a lion an unsuspected condition to the lion. But the lion, not to the sheep, because there's no sheep. It was always a lion living in the sheep's clothing, so to speak. So gets the whack. The young lion sees it. Old lion does its job, sits back, and that's the end of the parable in India. But what happens after that occurs? Yeah, let's see, San Francisco, 1991. What happens after that occurs? The recognition or the revelation of the lionness, the lion's nature, gets co-opted or overridden by the sheep program. Yeah. So the lion reverts back to the idea of being a sheep. Yes, very quickly. And then by looking at it from the sheep's point of view, it can only be an experience the sheep had. The lion revelation will be translated as an experience the sheep had. Yeah. Now the sheep may just go on sheeping, or maybe it gets curious and it starts reading about lions, and it sort of gets a feeling that a lion would be a better deal than this sheep life. And it's interested in it, and it finds other sheep that are interested in it, and they get a little group together and they start reading about lions, and they get some nice old pictures of big lions, and they start a little movement. Yeah, like every sheep here in the room, which one wants to become like a lion? Every little hoof goes up, and there's a majority. Okay, let's read what it's like to be a lion. Let's exercise. Let's practice roaring. Let's go to get your hair straightened. We're gonna do the best we can to be as much of a lion as a sheep can be. Which is still the sheepness. Yeah. So I felt, after hearing that parable many times, the Indian one, I saw there needed to be an extension, because what happens when the young lion, it doesn't have the old lion, and it can't stay next to the watering hole and keep looking at each other's image all day. What's going to happen is the head is going to arise, and being programmed as a sheep, it's going to claim the revelation of being a lion, to the lion, as a lion, with the lion, for the lion, as a sheep event. Yeah. And then the best the sheep can do, it can't see that it's a lion, because it's already seeing, or thinking it's seeing, that it's a sheep. So there can't be two of them. Yeah. Or there'd be none of them. So it tries to become like a lion, as a sheep would expect a lion to be. And maybe the sheep read all these books about lions, but they were all written by sheeps. So all of its ideas of a lion are coming down the sheep pike. Yeah. So lion this, lion that. But what was writing about the lion wasn't the lion, it was a sheep. Yes, you see? This is what happens when a message gets translated over and over and over. It becomes more suitable to the sheep than radical as a lion. It just is. Yeah. And then the sheep, it opens more doors for more sheep. to become like a lion, and they may have lots of chapters around. Yeah, and they may even come up with belts where you have certain levels of you're getting close. You're almost maximum critical mass lion. And so, we're led by the same program that we're at the effect of. Yeah. So the revelation or the message is you are what you're looking for. What we think is looking begs the different. It says it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a better, bigger, greater model. Yeah. Obviously, if I was that which I was looking for, would I be looking for it? No, obviously. Yes. So this is the beauty I feel of the message of non-duality, like it or not. But to me, the message is based on that statement, being ourselves reality. So before the lion took itself to be a sheep, while the lion was taking itself to be a sheep, while the lion was trying to become a lion as a sheep, it was always a lion. So being ourselves reality, with this example, would be being ourselves a lion. Yeah. No matter what it looks like or where it looks like it is, the underlying fact is it's a lion. Yeah. Now, that chaotic and agitated state of the head would be calmed down if that became a fact in one's life. Yeah. If you got clear that you're a lion, no matter what. Yeah. No matter if you're in the best, the 10 greatest sheep in America, and you're in that thing, you're not a sheep, you're a lion. Yeah. And so that being an understanding, that's before thought. Yeah. Makes it easier to see the thoughts, or let's say sheep-like. Yeah. The thoughts are made to reinforce and fit around the idea the lion is a sheep. And the thoughts are there to reinforce. So the my of the thought is a sheep-like identity. So my thoughts are about sheep, from a sheep, through a sheep. Yeah. Yeah. So that system reinforces the system, or as the Course in Miracles says, the brain interprets to the body, of which it is a part. This you should know. Why should you know that? Yeah. Why should you know it? Because you're not the body. Yeah. If you were a body, that's cool. The brain, which is of the body, and I'm a body, is interpreting everything to the body. Great. That's perfectly aligned. I'm the body. The brain interprets everything to the body far out. Yeah. But if you're not a body, the brain interpreting everything to the body is a little bit off, don't you think? I would feel like I had a vague suspicion when I was younger, but it became a glaring big thumb after a while. Yeah. So that which I'm listening to is geared to present its case to a body as a body for a body. And if you're not a body, you're getting misled in a weird way. Yeah. Not intentional, it's just systemic. That's what it does. Yeah. It's the evidence there. The Course in Miracles isn't putting any moral badness on it. It's just describing the fact of the brain interprets to the body of which it is a part. I would think that would be great if you were a body. Yeah. Because then you'd be getting directions. Sort of like one time when we had the phones come out, the cell phones, and I didn't know. And I wanted to go somewhere on the GPS, but I punched the walking thing. So it was going to take 8,000 hours to get to LA. I said, what? 8,000 hours. And I was confused because I didn't know there was the three options, car, bike, and walking. I just thought GPS, I want to get to LA. 13,000 hours. And I couldn't get it off. I couldn't put it onto a car. So all the directions I got was that I was walking. Yeah. That's if I was walking, that would be good. But I wasn't walking. I was driving. So getting the information while I'm trying to drive framed as walking is off, don't you see? So if the brain interprets to the body and you're not of a body, what more do you need? You should move on to the next page. You shouldn't be dwelling with it just told you the fact. There's no reason why. It's just that the system is interpreting everything to support the system. If you're not of the system, you may have a, that may not be working for you. Yes? Yes, it's that simple. But that which isn't simple is the tenacity of the claiming of the sheep programming. Yeah. Because if you're not on top of it, you're seeing from it. It's very quick. So you may get a faithful suspicion and it's neutered in about a second because you're that once again taken to be the one that something is getting suspicious of. And as that one, you don't like that. Yes? Yeah. And I feel it's so fast here in time, mental processes, that if you are a mental process, which I feel you are as what you're not going to get before the mental process. Yeah. So we have a statement in recovery, which is self can't get out of self. So the sheep can't get out of the sheep. Yeah. The sheep dreaming to get out of the sheep is sheep dreaming. Yeah? It can't get out of the sheep because it's dreaming as a sheep. If you could see dreaming was as a lion, you could easily entertain being out of a sheep. But when you're in, yeah, this wall I ran into, it was more obvious in recovery because of like the amount of TNT and the explosions in your life. Yeah, it's very flamboyant going down like a flaming inferno of a life. So if you survive that event, you see a lot. You see, because the head always overplays its hand. Yeah. It will get a whole lot, but it still wants more. It just won't. He could have walked away and had you in a trance the rest of your life, but it just fucking pushes it a little too far. And you wake up, hopefully as the host, not the parasite. Yep, I hope. And then suddenly the suspicion that you have has value. Yes. It has value because you're not entertaining you're questioning that which you used to see everything from. And this is valuable because now the brain interpreting to the body of which it is a part becomes incredibly valuable because it's so obvious not about you, you lose interest in it. Yeah. If you had a sample of let's say a narration of a day from 1993, yeah, and then you're in a day in 2025, you will sometimes see that the narration on 2025 is coming from the 1983 one. I mean, it has us so asleep, it thinks it can run an old loop and we'll just follow it religiously. But if you look, we used to do this in recovery. When people were new, I would say, just do a basic inventory. Like, when did you wake up? Do you take a shower? Do you have a coffee? Do this and that? And then look at your day, like factually, and then just remember the narration of it. Oh, you need to do more. You never do anything. All this shit that has absolutely no fitting if you were just taking a cursory objective thing of eight, woke up, eight, it's totally off. So it's sort of like trying to, its mental template very rarely fits correctly. And these things sticking out are pointing out to you what you're not. I feel if you have the understanding of non-duality, the information that has been circulating in you and maybe not being farmed for that much value will be getting great value out of. The non-duality understanding will point out what you're not. It will. And it will emphasize the warnings that are necessary to see what you're not and not get captured by the what you're not. Yes? So not only do you see something, you see the claiming of the seeing of something. Yeah. And the claiming of seeing the system is of the system. And you realize I'm not that. And there's a moment where things get broken. It doesn't need 500 straws to break the camel back. Two. It's a not two-ness. Two straws broken will bring about an ease and comfort that wasn't readily available before. And it will become a new basis in your life. You may be maybe having a heavy day and stuff like that, but you'll do it as the lightest possible way. It can't negate the duality of heavy and light, but it can bring a lot more light into the heavy. Yes? Though the heavy is occurring, there'll be a lightness there. Hallelujah. Yeah. So this was the fundamental flaw, FLAW, of, to me, the spiritual pursuit, because it starts in a mistake. Yeah. The assumption is you are this long-lasting, independent, separate thing, and that thing has the ability, beautiful bird behind us. It's a huge one that takes the hummingbird food. It just came back. It's all gold and everything. Watch this thing. See him on the roof? Turn around. Is this a beautiful bird? Wow, it's putting on a show. Yeah, so it feeds in the hummingbird stuff. Yeah, that's the male. It's not a hummingbird. It sucks the thing out. It's awesome. Yeah. All right. So we just had an appearance. Oh, it's so beautiful. A golden bird flew by, and the anointed one was Tommy. It took a shit and it hit Tommy's head. And now Tommy today is truly certifiably awake. It lasts for a couple more hours. So pray for the bird to take a shit on thee. So it's just had a lovely little show. I had no idea of that bird until we put the hummingbird feeder, and then years ago, this big thing comes and lands in the hummingbird and drinks the whole thing in one gulp. Yeah. All right. So I hope you get the sense of right now how you're thinking, how you're feeling is framed by a false location. Yes, that's all. Sometimes it's closer than other times, but when you're thought about, that is not a specific, proportionally correct vision. When you're thought about, it's about something. So there's a solution. This has been the solution to my leg. My leg was really killing me, and now I haven't felt it since satsang. So I love it. It's like the best Tylenol there is. Incredible. Huh? It's very pressing. You're having trouble walk. You get stopped. Everything. Your seeming reality of Saturday gets dismissed. Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful, beautiful. And after taking things that appear so seriously, when they can immediately disappear, it invalidates that whole sense of reality. Yeah. So you may be pressed upon something for hours, and then you do something that you love or something, and it takes you right out of it, as if it never existed. Yeah. Because there's only one existence, and it's us. Everything we're going through is given meaning by us. Yes. As the Course would say, you and I are dreaming of the dream, we forget that we're dreaming. I would say the identification as the dreamt, yes? The head's identification as Rosalind being a body is the denial of being the dreaming. So now your head says you start at the dreamt. Yeah. So we forget that start out as the dreamt. And in that condition, everything we've given meaning to now has the ability to affect us. So we now, in this dreaming of unreal things, we've given the unreal things the meaning of being real, and now they can seem to have real effects on the dreamt. Yeah. So now you can get bitten on the ass because you have an ass. It's a beautiful description of what's happening. This is the fact. You and I are dreaming. Yeah. What we are, not you and I separately. What we are is the dreaming of this dream. Yes, you got it? We forget that. How do we forget it? By the head's identification as the dreamt. Yeah. So that which cannot be perceived, that which can be perceived cannot be that which is perceiving, but the head doesn't think so. So that which can be perceived is seen as that which is perceiving. And now from that view, when we're perceiving everything from here, which is not real, we give reality to everything we see. Yeah. You and I, dreaming of the dream, forget it by identification as dreamt. Now suddenly, everything we've been given meaning now has the ability to affect us. We give it a new meaning. We give it a meaning of what? Of being real. Yes? And as Ramana said, the only requirement to this whole event is to see the unreal from the real. Yeah. Because the head is regarding the unreal as real. That's what the head is doing. You're going to sit and, try to convince it otherwise. It's a program. The program, the dreamt sees whatever it sees as real because it's seeing this as real. And this is the dreamt. You would say if anything is real here, it would be the dreaming. Yeah. So you and I are the dreaming of the dream. We forget it. I would believe with this obsession with self, you seemingly forget that you're the dreaming and you lived in the dreaming as the dreamt. Now, everything that's been dreamed or is being dreamed can have an effect on you. Just like at night, when you go to sleep, that tiger in the dream can scare the hell out of you. Yeah. Now, reading a book in the dream about you shouldn't be afraid of a tiger is probably not going to work. But when you wake up in the morning from the dream, you're not going to be afraid of the tiger. Your wish, trying to get it with all the skillful means, will be given to you by seeing that which you gave a reality to was unreal. This is exactly the same here. Yeah. So Ramana says very simply, yeah. There is, here we go. The real is as it is always. Could you imagine if you got that established underneath all the other yapping and agitation? If you just had something there that the real is as it is always. So what obviously always in time has a lot of different appearances, isn't it? In all time held in as always, there'd be tons of appearances of tons of different feelings that come and go that are very rarely ever remembered. But here it's saying the real is as it is always. So all of the movement and all the shenanigans haven't changed the fact of the real is, not the real was, and the real will be if you fulfill some requirements. Reality isn't based on you. Your condition is not making a reality. Yeah. The reality is the space for this condition to appear. Yeah. So reality, real is as it is always. How to realize it? Everyone wishes for this. Yeah. Don't you, Rosalind? You want to know how to realize it. how as if you're going to have to pick something up or do something. You know, there must be a method, but there is no method, literally. The method is really questioned by the statement. All that is required is this: we have realized the unreal. Do you believe you need a method to realize the unreal? Do you? Or do you believe sitting at satsang and just listening, yeah, that you come to see the unreal from the real? Yeah. But is this a method that you apply? If it is, it's a great method because it's not asking much from you, is it? You just sit down, we just hang out, and things happen. Yeah. And what are the things that happen? A lot of stuff that you would used to take to be real is seen on to be unreal. Without trying, I'm going, okay, all right, I was seeing it real, I'm going to see it unreal. No, you just hear satsang because you know already. This isn't gathering more knowledge. It's triggering the knowing. Yeah. The knowing is there, just like we say, we have it a lot with people. You know, what is it you know that you don't want to know? Yeah. So someone doesn't want to know what it knows about the relationship it's trying to get, that the lady's crazy or the guy's crazy, but they look so good and whatever. Yeah. So there's a desire, you want something. So you're in a state of what is it I know this person's fucking crazy, but I don't want to know that because I want to go horizontal or whatever. And I'm going, okay, let me see if I can get my hand, get some of the cookies before the fucking vice closes. This hasn't worked for me, but maybe it'll work for you. Didn't work for me. So there is a knowing in you that the head doesn't want to know because it's gonna screw it with its plans and designs. Yeah. So it's in a sense of denial. And sometimes it will keep talking to people, what do you think? What do you think? And then you just say, what do you think? You know what's going on. You just don't want to know it. Yeah. Make the bet. See if you win. If you lose enough, maybe you'll not put that bet down or you'll lean in another way. Happened with me. I did this thing once early on. I had this North Beach. You have to live in San Francisco, but there was a meeting on Thursday nights in North Beach I'd like to go to. And there was a woman, a beautiful woman working at Cafe Trieste in North Beach at night. And so I'd go there and it was just nice to look at her and stuff like that. And then I found out, was married and everything like that. And I had some morals at the point, and it's no. So one day I'm walking down Haight Street and she runs into me and says, "Hey, I'm divorced." So I say, "Jesus," but all things come to those who wait. It's okay. You want to get together? And she says, "Well, I'm performing tonight at the Brazilian club." She was a Brazilian dancer, but she wasn't Brazilian, but she was danced in this club. So I said, "All right, I'll go there." And everyone's drinking, and I'm just not that long sober. It's probably not the best place to be. Everyone's drinking. I could see the deals going at the bar with the Coke. I fucking had it all sussed out immediately. And it was all coming back to me. So there she is, shaking and beautiful. And then I notice there's a guy at the bar. And the guy at the bar was her ex-husband. Yeah. Then I also noticed this one guy was looking at her and she was looking at him. He was standing not far, and that was her primo boyfriend. So I was starting at slot number 3 already. So I decided to split from there, and I went home. Inventory, and in AA, you write down things, yeah, because I wanted to see, I wanted to get a permission, basically, a permission slip from the higher power. So I wrote down all this stuff, and it told me no bueno. It was obvious, hey, you should cut this off, but I didn't want to. And so I followed it up, and it led to a lot. It led to a lot of shit. It led to a lot of shit. And once again, I learned the hard way. So the the beautiful thing, and that's where I knew this was, the ex-husband didn't seem too ex to me with a new boyfriend. And I said, but I was in a state of, I didn't want to know that. So, and then I learned, this is why I use this statement a lot, because I learned, what is it I know that I don't want to know? Well, this is just a little event, but this is really described in the Course in Miracles, which is, there's an active denial of what we are. This is a tiny little byproduct of this dynamic of what is it that you don't want to know. Just a tiny little byproduct of the much larger event, which is the act of denial of what we are. Yeah. Now, no one here would believe that they're in the act of denying what they are, but from the Course in Miracles view, that is the act of what you're not, is to deny what you are. Yeah. No matter how spiritual what you're not is, it's still an act of denying what you are, because you're not of a body. Yes, it doesn't matter how you dress it or do it. It's still it's an act of denying what you are. It is. That's its description. And firm in faith. Yeah, this is the trip. Firm in faith in this something else that the head has made to be us, which is your idea, or not your idea, the idea that makes everything your idea, that idea. Yeah. So actively denying what you are, no matter how many mea culpas you do as this, you're reinforcing, you're denying something. All you're affirming everything is a denial of the basic position, which is you're not a thing. Yeah. Okay, active denying what you are, firm in faith in this something else that your head has made you to be yourself. When did it make it? It's making it. Did it ever actually make it? No. But it's constantly making it. And what it says it what it says it's making, it says it's already been made. So the feeling of you is a historical fact in the head. Yeah. And most thoughts and assumptions and dreaming is of that, is framed as the thing. Don't you see? I don't think you need to tell the person you're in Sing Sing if you describe the prison good enough. It doesn't matter what this prison's called. It's to notice, yeah, to notice the activity that's going on, yeah, not from the activity. It's always going to be limited, the knowledge you can have of the system as the system, but from the awareness, which I feel is the closest thing you could come to as being you, is that which is aware of everything. Yeah. Because there's nothing that's aware of the awareness. Everything that's aware is in the field of awareness, but there's no awareness of the awareness. Yeah. There's no thing that's aware of the awareness of all things. There's just awareness of all things. And I would say there's awareness with no things. There's just awareness. I would say that's as far as you can go with any kind of discovery. Yeah. So I am aware of what's going on, but most of us, it's not enough, because that's the fact. We need an understanding to trigger that not just saying you're aware of what's going on, but you are the awareness of what's going on is quite different. Yeah. And it comes at that point, you're affirming the awareness, but the point before that in time is the negation of what you're not, as it says here. you see the unreal from the real. That's the first step. He says it clearly. How to realize it. All that is required is this. We have realized the unreal. That's it. Are you in that? Have you realized the unreal on some level? Yes, you have. Yeah. Now, do you know that? Probably not. But if you've been here and the wind of satsang has blown through us, it has tickled the face of the knowing of being the real and revealing the unreal. And the role of somehow the real is regarding the unreal as real. Yeah. You're not doing it, but you're a big prop in it. Yeah. So now you see the unreal from the real, or as we did it with when I was first given the talks, I was brought to a point where it is pointless to move from this point, because if you don't see this, you're looking from it. And I haven't been moved from that statement ever since. I humbly believe if you don't see the systemic movement, you're moving as it. Yeah. You don't see it, you're looking from it. And if you're looking from it, knowledge isn't going to avail you much, because it's just going to be that which you're not claiming knowledge about everything. Yeah. But the knowing of what we are and the knowing of what we are about what we're not is seeing the unreal from the real. We're knowing from awareness the unreality of appearance. And we are an appearance that's included in all the appearances. Yeah. And it's just basically changes the whole mathematics of things. Instead of the primary number being 1, it's 0. So now nothing is this or that. It's a then the whys drop, because why not? Yes. Yeah. So, and you get a feeling of time intimated by no time. Yeah. And you've been watching stuff forever, for a long time. There's a knowing of the basic coming and going of this place. That which shows up is definitely going to leave. Yeah, you have a knowing, a large swath of it about about the unreal. You've been giving it a reality. You haven't, but the system. And what non-duality isn't gathering more information. It believes enough information has been gathered. It's just emphasizing it differently. You're not learning about you, you're learning about not you. Yeah. And the knowledge of self is not self-knowledge. It's knowledge of self. As you have knowledge of something foreign to you. Self-knowledge would be something that is taken to be you gaining knowledge. But you have knowledge of the foreignness of self, or the unreality of it. Yeah. And that's at least when you are finally brought to stillness, it will align perfectly with this message. Yes. You can be still as if you've passed away before you pass away. Yeah. Yeah. So this idea, like it says here, some of these things I've always ripped the most important parts of the pages, but he says, listen, this idea of can I realize or I have not realized are the obstacles to realization. Yeah, you are already realized. All that is necessary is to get rid of the thought I have not realized. Yeah. Let's say you can't get rid of the thought, but you can get rid of the idea that you're the thinker of it. Yeah. We made a different move, because I believe you and I are gonna stumble, because it's gonna sound like an order. All that is necessary is to get rid of the thought. We're not even gonna go with that, because I don't believe you can get rid of the thought. I do believe you can see you're not the thinker. Yeah. Yeah. And if you're not the thinker of the thought, then the meaning that was given to it before will not be the same meaning. Yes. That which would seem unmovable may be easily moved. Yeah. So we don't just go here, which is realization is not something to be gained afresh. What you are is always realized, already realized. All that is necessary is to get rid of the thought I have not realized. Or we're just saying, we're going to use that thought I have not realized and say you're not that. So we're not going to have to move anything out. We're just negating what's there. Yeah. That's a little different. We've added a little more to it because I felt a lot of people get stuck there, and a new requirement is now, which is I have to get rid of the thought I have not realized. I don't believe you have to get rid of any thought. I believe if there's a loss of interest in the thought, one of the big interests is that you don't have to get rid of it. A lot of interest would be you have to get rid of it. If you don't, if you see they're not yours, that I have to get rid of it. No, you don't. So, because the head is going to be baffled. Obviously, to verify that it's not the condition that it says you could be if you saw it, it has to say or believe I have not realized, obviously. Yeah. Or why would you be trying to realize? If you, or you would see that which is trying to realize is not you, isn't it? So you get, I don't need to try to realize. Something doesn't get that. It keeps doing it. How do you greet that? Oh, let me work on that. No, I'm not that. Yes. In this jungle, it's not an eternal machete cutting each off. You cut a couple of the branches and it doesn't bloom anymore. It's not two. Yeah. It's not like I'm forever having to. No, it's just cut down two. So how do you do it? All that is necessary. So if all that is necessary is to get rid of the thought I have not realized, and you can't do that, how about it's not me that has not realized? Probably easier. Yeah, we haven't, there's no necessary at all in it. We took the necessary out and just see you're not that which believes it hasn't realized. Yeah. And then see what belief is there. You are so thoroughly knowing of what's not true. Yeah. It's just that the head is trying to block that. Yeah. So what is it you know? I'm reality. What is it you know that you don't want to know? Meaning the head doesn't want to know. I am reality. What do you know? I am reality. What is, from the head's point of view, what it doesn't want to know? I am reality. Okay. You want to go into one camp or another or neither. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is you've brought the mouse out of the hole. Now just keep bringing it more. Just why let it go back in again constantly? Oh, I had a glimpse. Oh, I lost it again. Just pull it out a little more and have the end of it. Yeah. Have the end of it. You are not going to get it. And because why you're trying to get it is there's a belief that you're not realized. We have now, if you want to have a higher authority, I would say Rama is a pretty good higher authority in this world of non-duality, the highest authority. Yeah, he's telling you, yeah, your reality, and all that you need to do is see. You're already the seeing. You're the reality. To see the unreal from the real. So I'm looking from the real, and seeing the unreal instead of looking from the unreal, trying to see the real. Yes? It's just a shift of emphasis. The emphasis now is on here, yeah, looking. We're going to shift it to the reality, and then this will be seen as unreal. It gets a sense of reality while it's looking all day for the real. But when you look at it, you'll see it as unreal. And what is that going to verify? Where you're looking at it from, which is real, which is awareness. Bingo. Yeah, come to satsang, it reinforces that. Not even directly, it rains on you in different ways. The water knows where to go, and then you get fortified in this idea enough that all the constant describing the surface and all the waves and everything that's going on the surface, because you'll be centered not there but in awareness. That which in your own life has never come and gone. I was aware of what was going on the worst day of my life, and I was aware of what was going on, what I would call the best day of my life. The awareness didn't shut off or go on. It's just completely, it's like 100-watt bulb. It doesn't go 110 and then 80 and 70 and 50. It's just a 100-watt bulb. Just, it's not directing light at anything specific. It emits light. Yeah, it's not like, it emits light. It says, have you ever seen a bulb with like a laser-like thing? No, the light comes out of the bulb. It's lighting the back of the wall where I'm not there, but it's the light just goes 360. Yeah, I wanted it to be specifically directed. That's not what light is. That may be a laser beam, but light is diffuse. Yes, it just fills everything up. Have you opened the door in a dark room and the sun came in? Did you see any place that it didn't fill? It just came in and went, looked left. I don't want to go there. No, no, it just floods completely. That's awareness, isn't it? The judgments come after, not before the awareness, obviously. Awareness has never given it a name of radical or extreme. It's awareness. That comes after, when you're trying to sell it again. It's like awareness, my awareness. Now you sell the awareness. Radical, extreme. That's publicly owned. Awareness. Yeah. Dog shit awareness. So yeah, I'm happy today. I was gifted relief from pain for an hour. Thank you. You all played a big role in that. Very nice. There was a story I want to tell. If you don't mind, do you? Anyone needs to ask something? If not, there's a great story about the community of AA. We had some big heavyweights, and there was a guy named Cy Payne, lovely guy, and he was my sponsor for years. And he had a couple of sons, and he was in his garage, and the garage just went up, like gas from the lawnmower gas and something just combusted, and he was burnt like 70% of his body, 3rd-degree burns. Yeah, got cooked like a marshmallow. And then he was in the hospital, and he was in a huge amount of pain. And I've been in wards, and the burn victims are the most intense, really. So he was burnt 70% over his whole body, and he was really fucking bummed out, obviously. And so this nurse came in and said, "Hey, Cy, I have someone I think you would like to meet. I think he's an alcoholic." And Cy is saying to himself, "Don't you see I'm in a lot of fucking suffering here? I want to be left alone." But he overrode that from his his loyalty to the program, and they brought the kid in, and he talked to the kid for 2 hours or something. And when the kid left, he realized he hadn't felt the pain in those 2 hours. He had been relieved of the suffering being available. And so he called the nurse and he says, "Get me every fucking alcoholic and addict. Bring them in here. Just constantly bring them in." Because, and this happens all the time with the talks. Whatever has been pressing, let's say, is completely, utterly forgotten. And you're not like an insentient observer. Over time, you realize something, a lot of something from that. If something that seems so real could disappear in a nanosecond, didn't have to be moved, it didn't have to be addressed, nothing, then how real is it? Yes? Yeah. Yes. How real is it if I can just sit here and be relieved of it? Yeah. Like that. So, yeah, satsang will dye you, D-Y-E. It will dye you like a garment. You just dunk in, yeah, each time the dye gets deeper into the fabric, yes? And then you have a stabilized traveling lighter. And what greater insurance or policy in this place is than that, yes? That no matter what happens, there's a knowing of what is before whatever is happening, yeah? So I'm not looking for a magical, mystical after. I get great solace from the before. Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Anyone who's, oh, John, you're running the show, eh? Who's any?
Yeah, no hands, Paul. Oh, Kerry's got his hand up. Come on in, Kerry.
Yeah, John, can you hear me?
I can hear you good, bud.
Yes.
Good, man. Can you unlock you got us all the cameras blocked, yeah?
Yeah, man, we've had some bad Zoom bomber problems.
Well, you know me, John. I'm not that
Yeah,
bad, so unlock
yeah.
me.
I'll try, buddy. I'll try to get you.
I don't like to be controlled.
No, of course not.
Zoom bombers.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I mean, what do I want to do on a Saturday afternoon? I think I want to say fuck a few times, show an ass or whatever. Wow. What's on the agenda tonight? Another night alone? Oh, oh. Just just blows my mind. Wouldn't you have anything better to do? Bomb, Zooms, whatever.
Hey, Paul, Mike from the UK's got his hand up.
All right, Mike, come on in. You're already in. What's going on?
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be with you all today. Well, Paul, I mean, what you said today really spoke to me. So last week, I had interesting experience where I was walking in the garden with my daughter, and everything kind of merged together, like subject and object kind of merged together. It was very beautiful, very moving. But what happened then was, within a short time, I was immediately, all these thoughts were coming, like, wow, well, I'm having this experience, this is happening. And very quickly, it was a case of me having had an experience. And it's kind of got twisted around. So now there's this thing called me that's desperate to get back to that experience, even though the good thing about that experience was the fact that me wasn't there at the time.
Yes. Oh, you're not that me. Great. It's sticking around is that's what it's made for. It's sticking around after the claiming.
Yeah.
So that if you miss the first greeting, you make the next greeting, I'm not that. This is how it's like being reintroduced. So non-duality reintroduces you to that which you're not. Yeah. The first meeting doesn't work. You need to be reintroduced and see the second aspect. Yeah. That's the non-duality understanding. It's not two. It's not 32. It's not 4. It's not 2. So self claimed to be the experiencer of it. And then once you notice that, it claimed to be the observer of that being noticed. Yeah. And you're not that. So now you've been introduced to it twice. You said it's not me twice. There you go. You've lived the faith mind, not to. What do? You raise up your hands, you exclaim, not to. Yeah. So big recognition, something claims the recognition. You see that isn't you. Yeah, that which is saying it isn't you, you claim that is not you. There you go. Yeah. It's almost like it's like you have something in a room and bad mojo, and so you get sage and you sage it out. You got to sage it twice. That's all. Not two. You're not the observable self and you're not the observed self. Yeah. Not that and then not that. Yeah. Not that is more of that. You got to do not that and that, not that. Yeah, you got to, it's just it's not a one step back, it's a 2 step back. That's all. Oh, that's so demanding. Well, that's the way it is. It's not. That's non-duality, not two. Not two, subject object. What's the subject? The one that thinks is talking about the object of self. That's the subject of self. Neither. There you go. Yeah. You do it until you don't need to do it. You see it until you're seeing from something all the time. Yeah, it's not going to be, it doesn't turn into a method. It doesn't turn into a practice. It just turns into space, emptiness. Yeah. Yeah. You're truly, yeah. So perfect thing. There was a free sample. The head arose. You saw that. Then the head claimed to be the seer of that. And then that's that. You've been reintroduced twice to what you're not. That's non-duality. If you're introduced to it once, it doesn't work. You now become the observing self or the witnessing self. Yeah, it's not going to go well, probably. But if you see the one and then the shift to the other, that's not two. That's all that's demanded of you, like this right here. All that is required is see the unreal from the real. Now, it may be 2 movements of seeing the unreal. Yeah, the claiming and then the reclaiming. After you fulfill those requirements, which is not 2, which is non-duality. And then see what happens. Yeah. Do you remember everything that you've responded or reacted to in the last day or two? No. Probably it was you forgot as much as how forgettable it was, you forgot. You forgot a lot of stuff. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what happens more and more. More stuff is noticed but goes unnoticed. It's noticed at the moment of contact and then it's unnoticed. Goes yeah, yeah. So great. Yeah, yeah. It's nice to have a free sample. You get whacked, and then you see that which claims it. Like you see the emperor with no clothes, then you see the emperor appear with clothes. And now you have the understanding, no matter how many clothes it wears, the nature of the emperor is it has no clothes. It has no standing. Yeah. Yeah. So there
Thank
you go.
you. That's
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Fantastic. This is a beautiful thing because along the way, you'll get a whole bag of free samples. You'll go back over your life and you realize, wow, something did for me that I could never do with no thought effort on my part. I was relieved of this bondage of singularity, whatever you want to call it. Hallelujah. What happened? When that was terminated in time, what happened? Oh, just like you're having an epiphany, it usually ends when there's a line of thought, I'm having an epiphany. That's how you recognize what gives it time and a short life is the claiming of it. Yeah. We're not 2 levels below a coconut. But what really gives the most meaning to the knowing that you are and have already is the non-duality understanding, I feel. It has turned the crank the best for me because it goes 360. It doesn't just go, it goes just completely perfect. Yeah, negation, complete affirmation. Yeah, just saying it from where I sit. It was nothing was the last answer until not wasn't the last answer. Buddhism wasn't the last answer. Then there was awakening, but no, there's different flavors of awakening. Liberation isn't, so it's always going to be more or something like that. And then to be brought to a position of stillness where on this topic, there's not last answer takes away the need for any other answers. Pretty good. And I believe non-duality is, to me, about what's really going on in the subject objectness of things. It's the best pair of glasses, I feel. Goes right to the point, has cryptic statements that usually have less than 7 words in the sentence. There's no memorization. There's no, it's just presents an invitation, describes the unreal. If you hear it, and it lands in the real, it's going to go a long way. Yeah, I just believe it's perfect. Best understanding I ever fell across. Yeah. Not much. Tells you the fact, being ourselves reality. And then what doesn't jive or live or go along with that, you start seeing it as like a big thumb sticking out. And you can greet that as I'm not that. Yeah. How are you going to reclaim the space? You've got to see that. You see it. There's a negation of it, and then the space is public domain once again. Yeah. It's a little ritual, but it works. Not two. Yeah. Oh, I want it only to be one. Well, only one doesn't work because the two tries to become one. This is seeing you're not the two, and you bypass one and you're in zero. Zero is the gift that keeps on giving. So yeah. All right. Anyone else? Now we got
Paul,
Chris.
Chris Gilmore. Yeah. Come on in, Chris. There you
He's
go.
a distant cousin of David Gilmour, and I like him because of the solo on Comfortably Numb.
Nice.
All right, Chris, let's go.
Listen, can you say something about this Wang Po thing? I read him a long time ago, The first person I've heard talk about him. This thing about perceiver and perceived.
Yes. All right.
Why is that an important concept? Because is that the same idea as kind of going back before to some sort of um, nothing state, don't know state, whatever it is, because I find the language a little confusing. I don't know whether it matters. Could you just say something about that?
Well, to me, why I like it is because it's like it presents 2 mirrors, one empty and one with an image in it already. Okay. So it says whatever can be perceived. So that means in this event, seeing, let's say, through vision. Yeah, that would be a perceiving. So I'm looking at the people around here, the dog, the tree, all of these things are perceived. And someone's looking at me as I'm perceived. Yes. And he's basically stating whatever can be perceived cannot be that which is perceiving. Why is he saying that? It should be obvious, but it ain't obvious. That's why he's saying it. And so when you hear that in the perceived, listen to the head. The head has the perceived as that which is perceiving. Huang Po has just disputed it. That's all. So it's Huang Po came out of, he throws a ball from out of the system and it hits the glass of the system and follow the cracks. It's going to reverberate and it's going to cause cracks. So whatever, so the head at any time, any moment you go to it, it is relying on the fact that whatever can be perceived, which is this body, Paul, is what's perceiving. Yeah. So this is how it stands on its ownership of awareness, that you're the one who's aware or you're the one who's conscious, when that's not the case. Yeah. So this just shows the contrast in a fact as presented by Huang Po and it running into a seeming mental fact that doesn't have any legs to stand on. Yeah. So the ball that Huang Po throws cracks the veneer or the glass of the idea that the thing is what's seen. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how I see it. And I really like Huang Po. I really like Huang Po. I was introduced to him a long time ago, and and one of the things I really like about him, his talks were written down like the night after, or that night after the talk, because one of the people that was seeing him was a scribe for the emperor's court in China. So he was writing the shit down. It's not like 200 years later, someone is assuming Huang Po said this. He pretty much caught it, what he said. And I like that it's that closest to that right out of the horse's mouth. Yeah. Yeah. And I just, if you ever read, he's an interesting character. Wang Po. Yeah. I love you if all of you would call me Huang Jr., but we tried that earlier on. It didn't catch. But oh, Po Jr. But I like Huang. Huang. That's how we say it in New Jersey. Huang. All right. Yeah, so that's what I can say about it now. I feel it's one of the clearest descriptions. Yeah, in the bag that I use. I think it says so much, I feel. So by saying so little, which I love. I love how much can be said by so little. And this is one of the biggest descriptions of it, is this statement for me personally or impersonally. Yeah, it means a huge amount. So I keep coming back to it.
Is he saying, is that another way of saying that, another way of stating that there's no thing and there's no knowledge and it's before everything? It's just basically encapsulating that whole.
Well, that would be the implied before, but it's actually, I feel, using, so before there is no world, it's using a description of what the world would be like in our head, which I think is a better way to go about things. I don't believe there is no world works as a invitation, but I believe that you could negate something with the example of it going on all day. You see that the head believes that which is perceiving is a body. So it's mixed up the perceived and the perceiving. And his message is playing with that, because he's saying, no, 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 no. Whatever can be perceived cannot be that which is perceiving, which is so beautiful, because you have the opposite that he's talking about playing all day in your head. And of course, it plays a lot, but what are the fundamental basis that are set up? One of them is the thing is what's aware. Yeah. or the thing is what's conscious. So what is perceiving is the perceived. And that's not true, I don't believe. And he obviously didn't believe it. Yes? So is now. Yeah. If you just, if the emphasis of now isn't in the there and then of the head, the before of all this absoluteness is now. Yeah. So I would just see what's going on now that ain't now in a way. And then by negating that, there'll be an intimacy of the nowness. Yeah. So that's how it's going right now. Is that all right, bro? Good.
Great, thank you.
Paul, we got Jules on vocals.
Hey,
Come on
Paul.
in, Jules.
Thanks. Good to see you. And thanks for the meme. So I was asked a question this week, and I didn't have the answer, and so I'm going to ask you the question. How do you know you've had a psychic change? And if you did, what did it look like? I was like, Paul can answer that one. Oh, you're muted now. You're muted.
Unmute, Paul.
Can't hear you, brother.
You got muted
Oh,
somehow.
sorry. So
all right.
what is it? The thing?
Really profound.
Did you have a spiritual change? What?
So somebody asked me, somebody I was helping through the book, and they said, I think they've had a psychic change. And I was like, what does that look like? And she said, well, what does yours look like? And so I was like, it was like a trick question. And I was like, how would Paul answer that? Have you had a psychic change and what does it look like?
I haven't had a psychic change.
So is it the same as the spiritual
So
awakening?
there's a psychic change. And what it looks like, that's totally bogus to me. Because it's going to be the head that's going to try to describe what it looks like when the head has nothing to do with it. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
When I say I haven't had a psychic change, doesn't mean there isn't a psychic change. I'm just saying I haven't had a psychic change. There's no one who has the psychic change or owns it. And when someone, one says that, that one is a bogus writer of describing what it looks like. That's how I would greet those two statements. Yeah. What it looks like. Do you see that one? I lost her, I think. She's gone.
I know. Sorry, I'd muted myself. Do I see that? Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter because the only value those things have is asking who is it
Yeah,
is here. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
And then usually when it gets to describing it your way,
Mm.
you're so it's like you're at the elbow trying to describe a pulse. Yes, that's pointless. Yes. You get that, right?
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I
So
thank you because I
everyone,
now don't have to describe
there's a
it.
psychic change. Yeah, describing it is pointless, I feel. Yeah. Unless you do it in art or something, and then obviously something, there'll be an expression, but yeah. Yes. It's sort of like something disappears, and then you ask that which disappeared to describe its disappearance. It's like when people call me up and they tell me they've disappeared. The last person I want to hear about the disappearance is the one that just said they disappeared. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
Paul, we got Rob Helmer.
Oh, Rob
Come on in,
Helm.
Rob.
Rob Helmer.
There
Hey,
you
Paul,
go.
how's it going?
Good, good.
Yeah, I just wanted to share some appreciation and for you of, I think in my life when I was younger, I looked to have purpose in life. And then later on, it became kind of to be in service. But I think what you've demonstrated for me in my life is how to be useful. So that's what I'm kind of in my life now. Um, is I think my life works better if I just show up and to be useful in whatever in that moment. So I just wanted to acknowledge that you've demonstrated that for me for the last 15 years. So I appreciate that.
Oh, great, great. Yes.
Yeah, and the other thing is it just kind of I don't know. In my life, I get the random events in life that kind of occur out of nowhere that couldn't be possible if you plan them. And I always take those as kind of being I'm in the right spot at the right time. And today, and Chris just spoke earlier. The last time I ran into Chris in Toronto was this at the Annapurna where we used to go to eat. Remember that vegetarian restaurant?
Yes,
And so the
yes.
last time we used to go there and get the good chai, tea, and the last time I ran into Chris was a random meeting who just spoke earlier today.
Yeah.
And today I'm 4,500 kilometers away, and I ran it. I'm at a farmer's market visiting a friend, and I don't know if you remember the young Michael Tillman. He was a guy that was in non-duality, and he was doing some teaching. A very young guy, tall, skinny guy. Anyways, he used to come to your satsangs, and there he showed up at my friend's at the farmer's market. My friend does these herbal remedies, and this guy shows up in this big beard 15 years later, and I just happened to visit my friend
Good.
in that window of time, and it was just one of those moments where, yeah, I thought of the inner garden and the connections, and one of those, like you've shared stories of running into someone wildly on the other side of the world, So
Yeah.
I just, yeah, those moments are just, all moments should remind us, but those moments remind us I'm right where I need to be, and being of use is. I just try to show up to be of use and drop the being in service, drop of having a purpose in life, but just how can I be of use in the moment? So thank you for that. You've shown me that. And
Nice to see you again, brother.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love you, man.
Yeah. I'm great, Robert. Yeah. Say hello to Mike Tillman for me if you see him again at a farmer's market. All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, Paul,
Yeah.
Cigar?
Cigar,
Hookah?
cigar, I think.
Yeah. Come on in there, Cigar.
This will be the last one, I think. I need a coffee soon.
Hey Paul, how are you? Can't turn on my video for some reason. I don't know.
I think it's because I think they're stopping you from doing it
Oh wow. Okay.
because of Zoomers.
Oh,
Zoomers, yeah.
okay. Okay. Anyways, I mean, you've been really helpful. I mean, I've been always listening to you, and as you said, the glimpses came, and always the head caught the things and said, "Oh, I can be enlightened." And that drama of enlightenment ended, I think long back, but I think still I felt like, and I think 5 6 months ago it fully fell apart, and I think all the drama still goes on the head, but I don't feel uncomfortable at all. I'm always fine. And recently I bought a book of Nirsagdatta Maharaj, and I feel
Yeah.
that you are more like him then. So I was just listening to you, and I think this holds very true.
I hope not that I don't look like him though.
Not at all.
Oh,
He was an Indian guy. I love the way that guy speaks. Sometimes I listen to him, and
I like
yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
He says, I mean, the top of the book is says the real doesn't die. The unreal never lived. Once you know that death happens to the body and not to you, just watch your body falling off like a discarded garment. The real you is timeless and beyond birth and death. The body will survive as long as it is needed. It is not important that it lives long.
Well, great. We should end on that. I like that one.
But you have been really
That's all of us take Nisargadatta's advice. And if you feel like you can't, you're not that.
yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, I love you. You still like, selflessly do this. And I don't know how anybody can ever, express their gratitude, because it's impossible for us the way we are born. We go through all the suffering and, all the things in the head that happen. And it just, it's impossible unless you come across this teaching and wholeheartedly feel that. You can never cross this river, whatever this world is.
Great, Saga.
Hey, I still wanted you to come to Toronto.
Robert Helmut, Saga was from Toronto also.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a character.
We are all characters.
The woodworks.
Hey, Paul, what is your view? One last line. I feel like even the Buddha, Jesus, all of them feel to me like characters, to be honest. All of us are characters. They're not great or anything. I mean, they're just characters in this world. That's my feeling about even about me, myself, and you. We are all characters just playing the role.
Well, for sure. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And I think that, the impression that, those are great, I lost that too.
I think it's a nice way to hold, that's a nice flavor to have, to honor and be grateful for stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I have there was men I've met in recovery I have a huge fondness for. Yes, I don't like, that's part of the action figure. I think the action figure, I don't like to sort of clamp down on its expression. I like that it wants to reach up to the stars. It's just, it would be good to know it can't, but I like it. I like honoring. I mean, weren't you moved by when you read about the Buddha?
Yeah. Oh, I have deep respect for him. But the only thing is, during the journey, it looks like these are great, like the presentation is like, we are not like them. I think that impression that was during my childhood till late, like, that is the only thing. No, they're great. I mean, I have deep respect for each of you, even the body like yours, Nirsaktatta Maharaj, Jesus, Buddha. I mean, no doubt, during their time, they have done incredible. What they have said was just incredible. I don't think even I'm close to that, but
no, I get you, bro. Yeah, it's all just keep coming back, my friend. I like to hear from you.
No, thank you. I always, hey, I want you to come to Toronto whenever you have time.
Me too.
Yeah, I will come back there. You just have to set it up and stuff.
Yeah, if there is somebody we can.
We have absolutely no organizational chops.
If there is somebody who would like to, please shoot me a message or something.
Yeah.
Or Paul, if you have something, can you put, like, I don't know, to reach some people so that we can help you come here?
To like John, Florida. I mean, the ones who are running the meetings, they have a network. So you could, talk to them, and then they'll get in touch with people and see what happens. Yeah.
Sure. I think David has sent me an email. David Bitterman.
So I'd like to talk.
We've got a couple of
I
really like a lot.
If you can connect us on.
Rick Grove is in Toronto, and Bob Helmer's an old Toronto character.
How to type here? I'd like to chat with him and send an emails. I think chat is also disabled on yours.
Don't make it December or January.
Yeah, right. Cigar, could you put your email in the chat so
I can't. It's disabled for me, so I
gotcha. So sorry.
Just make sure. Yeah, I've always liked going over there. I like Peter. We used to go up to Peterborough and rent a place and stuff, and we had a lot of fun. People from the town would come and play music and have a good kayaking and stuff like that. Yeah.
It'll be great to
all fourth fellowship. It's moving me is the problem. Yeah. getting me to go somewhere. But yeah.
Be great to see you so that we
Yeah,
can.
live is good. Yes. And I have a lot of warmth in Toronto. A lot of, yeah. I was there a lot, and vibrationally, it's just very warming to me. Yeah, a lot of nice people. Stuff. We had a lot of fun there.
It was.
Hang out, and I like they got some great cafes and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. I remember you loved the lattes. Our lattes
And
here.
they got some good thrift stores and shit.
Yeah.
It's my
Thank you.
kind of town.
My pleasure from my bottom of my heart for all what you do. Amazing. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. Well, listen, thank you on that lovely note, and we'll meet in Zoom. Zoom is pretty good. So I'm going to start saying goodbye. John S. did a great job. Thank you, John. And Angelica, nice and comfortable there. Matthew, rolling along in sobriety. Remember, Matthew, the difference between an alcoholic and a recovered alcoholic is the recovered alcoholic calls you before they drink. The alcoholic calls you after they drink. After they drink, there's not much you can do. Before they drink, there's huge possibilities. All right, so Raven, nice to see you. Mike in UK, thank you, Mike, for the free sample share and everything. Yeah. Eric, Santa Barbara, lovely town. Saraswati, beautiful. Diona Fusan, hopefully you're feeling better and better, honey. Great. Vlad in Portugal, our main man. Vlad, Mia, and Amelia, and Hiram, and Amlin, Chris, they all say hello. Yeah. We've got Kathleen. Hey, Kathleen, how are you? From the Hudson. Annette, she's up in upstate near Syracuse, right? Yeah. Rob Helmer up in BC now. Elon, Chris, I didn't know you were in Toronto. Well, that's good. Or around. Zoe, as always, really a pleasure. I didn't meet Zoe for long live, but it's made a lasting impression. So that's pretty good. Martin, he's the backbone of Zen Bitch Slap, has this thing running. Roman Mueller, it's a radiator day. There he is. Right? Eric, nice to see you, Eric. How are you? Come on up sometime. Mark Keogh, yes, Mark. Mark's been a long time rodeo attendant. Yeah. John Adams, nice to see you, John. Jules on vocals. Angie, a guest appearance from the Toronto area. Wow.
I missed you. You were the soundtrack of my afternoon. So thank you. But sign me up for that Toronto
yeah.
meeting.
Yeah. Great to see you, Angie. Very nice.
Same here. Thank
Just
you.
smiling away. That's good. Amelia says hello. Mia says
Hello to everyone there and
David,
online as well.
oh, great. David Bitterman. Yes, as always. Thank you for the irrigation for my sinus.
I'm so sorry it didn't work out. Yeah.
No, I've used it. It
Oh,
worked.
cool.
I can only take about 4 seconds of it.
Okay. Yeah, I read about it. It got good reviews, and after hearing you talk about it, I was like, I just it pinged me and said it needs to go to you. So that's great.
It went farther than anything has gone in a while.
Well, when you said it get trapped in the canal, I was a little worried about that, but I'm glad you were able to use it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
It's all it is it's the expression. It's beautiful. Thank you.
I love you, man.
Our
Peace.
tours, iPhone. Hey, thank you, everyone. This very lovely day. I hope it continues for all of us, and we'll see each other soon. If you're new here, zenbitchslap.com. On the event page, all the Zooms are the same, no password, and yeah. Thank you. Thanks for sharing the space, and see you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, John. You rock. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And Cigar, are you still there?
Thanks.
Is Cigar still on or is he gone?
I don't know, Dave. Let me
Yeah,
check.
sounds like he might be gone. Yeah. Watch
Yeah, I
it.
think he's gone, bro.
All right, cool. We'll connect later. I know there's been I draw a lot of mental blanks. The woman Shannon, she's on the west side of Canada, I think, really closer to the California. No, I'm not sure, but she was excited about a Toronto thing. She knows some people over there, so I think there's quite a group kind of building that would want to support that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
hopefully we'll
she's from
start.
Saskatchewan.
Is she from? So I'm like terrible with geography, so I'm not exactly sure
Dude,
how
it's
far.
way
It's
out there,
way
man.
okay. But
Ice
but
road trucker stuff.
okay, yeah. I wonder if she's got family or something though, because she was kind of geeked about Toronto, and there's a couple other people on from for closer to Toronto from Canada who are talking. So I think we can definitely make it happen. But we'll corral and catch can to try and organize something.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Well, thank you
Right
for
on,
everything
bro.
you do, John. You're awesome.
Yeah, man. You too, bro. Thanks.
Yep. Have a good one. Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.